Hello and welcome. My name is Andrew, and this is the Who Dat Discussion, a New Orleans Saints podcast where we talk about all Saints news, opinions, and reactions. And now we are on this Thursday of the Free Agent Frenzy Week, and it was a frenzy once again. It was pretty light early in the day. We didn't really see much, and then it started to heat up later in the day with the Saints signing Malcolm Brown, defensive tackle that used to be on the Patriots. I just want to say congrats on his signing, 3 years, $15 million. Welcome to the Saints, Malcolm. And then also the Saints officially re-signed Teddy Bridgewater, 1 year, $7.5 million deal to become the Saints' backup and hopefully future quarterback here. Also, in those visits, the Saints had three visits. Two we've already covered with Ezekiel Ansah, Jared Cook, and then also Nick Easton's going to be coming on a visit. He was a guard last year on the Vikings. Ansah, he left the Bills. And he is going to come to New Orleans tonight. They've already been talking, so this is not like the first time they're having conversations about a deal. Supposedly, if Ansah likes the locker room, likes what the coaches say about his fit and his role on this team, he will be signed in New Orleans. Jared Cook, who came in this morning, is still here as of 8:11 Eastern Standard Time. So really, I mean, he's been there all day, still hasn't left, probably at dinner right now, probably getting wined and dine at Emerald's, just like Drew Brees did so many years ago. And we're really going to see what happens here. Cook better not leave New Orleans. And I'm happy sitting here at 8 o'clock in New York here that the Saints have him in the building, and that maybe they're getting ready for him to sign either tonight or tomorrow morning. But this is a really good sign for the Saints. As always, during these episodes, we will keep you updated. I'm refreshing Twitter every couple of minutes to see what is happening with the Saints, if there's any new news and everything. So to me, it's really, it's been another crazy day. It's probably going to be a crazy night here. And really, that's it. Also, one more thing is that the Saints did restructure Drew Brees' contract. And then also last night, I forgot to mention that Will Lutz did sign a 5-year deal, 5-year extension with the Saints, 5 years, $20 million. It looks like his cap is going to be very low this year and then rise throughout the years when the years go on here. His base salary is only like $800K for next year. So that means with all the signing bonuses, it's probably not going to be more than $2 million here. So that's huge. That's another low cap hit. Latavius Murray's cap hit for this year is only 1.8. That could be a steal and a half. That's half of what Mark Ingram's was last year. So really, to him, to show his value, he's got to be half as good as Mark Ingram. I think he'll be much better. We'll get into what Latavius Murray said about the Saints, because he was on a interview, because he's officially signed. He already put pen to paper. Teddy Bridgewater, he's had an interview. He's put pen to paper. So this is it's really good stuff here. The Saints are finally signing people. Malcolm Brown, who I think is a huge upgrade over Tyler Davidson, and has a chance to be even a better nose tackle than what he is now. Former first-round pick. Add that to the former first-round picks the Saints had, and the Saints have had this way that when first-rounders come in here, they're going to succeed. Look at Eli Apple. He first-round pick for the Giants. Comes in here, plays really, really good. Obviously, we have our first-round pick with Lattimore, Rankins, but guys with a lot of talent. They come in here, and really, they're pretty successful. Demario Davis, I believe, he was I don't think he was first round, but he was first couple of rounds, I believe. Players come in here, they're going to be successful here, and usually this is a place. Look, the Saints have a lot of first-round picks on that defense. And now they have to be ready to go. Even look at the offensive line. The Saints could potentially have, during the season, 4 first-round picks out of 4 on the defensive line here. So that's a good sign. When you have 4 first-round picks on the defensive line, that's a really good thing. Obviously, I'm talking about Cam Jordan, Sheldon Rankins, Malcolm Brown here, and then also Marcus Davenport. That is a real possibility. Just if you guys don't know who Malcolm Brown is, he's predominantly a run stopper. So he's going to be taking over that nose tackle role, that one tech that Tyler Davidson plays. So he's not going to fill in for Sheldon Rankins. He's going to be replacing Tyler Davidson. I know both are defensive tackles, but a one tech and a 3 tech are completely different positions, really, when you look at what they're supposed to do. He's a really good run stopper, and that's going to continue into next season for the Saints. Obviously, the Saints were great against the run. That will continue with Malcolm Brown, as he's put about 40 tackles up, and they're all usually run stops. For a defensive tackle to have 40 tackles is pretty good. He doesn't really get to the quarterback, obviously, as like Sheldon Rankins, because he's not that 3-tech, but he's able to push the pocket back really good. And actually, he's usually is better production when pushing the pocket back and even getting to the quarterback than Tyler Davidson did. So that's obviously really good to me. He's just a step above Tyler Davidson. I think he got paid a step above Tyler Davidson. And to me, really, he's only going into his 4th year here. And he's going to be ready to and really be primed to take that next step forward, probably in a new place. I would not be surprised if he becomes a key part to this Saints defense. And I think it was a good move. So now we're going to move over to another really good move by the Saints, and that is re-signing Teddy Bridgewater. It seems like Bridgewater will be the next QB and the heir apparent to Drew Brees here. Look, he loves the locker room. He loves all that stuff, which is obviously really good for us. But I went over this on Tuesday, so I'm not going to get fully in depth here. But if I was the Saints, would I like to draft a QB? Probably, but I like Teddy Bridgewater. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the Saints going after Bridgewater and not drafting a QB. We have a solid QB. We know what we got out of Bridgewater. And going forward, if he doesn't get a monster contract, which he probably won't with the Saints here, I think it'd be a good move because you'll be able to add through free agency, sign other guys like Mike Thomas, Al Kamara, all that good stuff. And to me, it solidifies the Saints and what they're trying to do here. It shows that they have a clear plan and they're really ready to look at that here. 1 year, $7 million, fine. It could go up to $12 million if he plays, obviously. And to me, it's a good move. He's number one. He's the best backup in the league, and it just shows that the Saints have a clear plan at quarterback, and that's going to be Teddy Bridgewater here. So I think Teddy Bridgewater will be the next. After Drew Brees, I think Teddy Bridgewater will be the next starting quarterback for the Saints, and I think that's a fine move. Like, would I like to draft a QB? Probably, but that's an unknown. At least we know what Teddy Bridgewater is. We can build around him, and I think still be a Super Bowl candidate year in and year out. And then going on to our visits, we talked about Anza, who's visiting tonight, probably going to go out for dinner in New Orleans, and then maybe tomorrow he'll have a nice long visit, sign with the Saints. Jared Cook, as we said before, he's been in New Orleans all day, and he's still there. We haven't heard an end visit point yet. He's still in New Orleans. We don't know what's happening, if he's going to sign with the Saints or is he going to move on. But to me, this is just it's definitely something to look out for, and to something that may happen very, very soon. I think it is still going on. People don't think that they said like people maybe just forgot and don't know if it ended yet. No, I think this is fully going on right now. Anza will be coming in later. Maybe they have both of them in the building right now, which would be kind of cool, and they both signed together. But to me, I do think that Cook would be the best option for the Saints here. I do think that. Same with Anza. I think he's an upgrade over Alex Okafor. Just got paid $8 million a year, so congratulations to Alex Okafor. Anza, look, he only started 2 games. He was hurt, so he's not going to get a big contract. He's going to get that 1 year prove-it deal, and it probably won't be a big deal. I think it'll probably be at 1 year $4 million, 1 year $5 million, something around those lines there. The Giants signed Marcus Golden, who had 12.5 sacks, just like Ziggy Ansah back in 2017, and then last year he got hurt, just like Ziggy Ansah, and they did not make a big deal. They gave him a 1 year prove-it deal. I believe it wasn't a big contract. I believe it was like $4 or $5 million, maybe even less there. So look, if that just shows that that's going to be a mirror of Ziggy Ansah, he's going to get that 1 year, $4 to $5 million deal, maybe a little bit more because it's only a 1 year deal. But that's just what I think we're looking at here. The Saints are also looking into guard Nick Easton, and they brought him on a visit. Look, he was on IR all of last year. He didn't play a single game for the Vikings, but coming off IR, the Vikings have expressed some interest, but now he's also expressing interest in the Saints. The Saints, to me, need that backup guard. They need that player that can swing out, and they've really been looking for that backup guard ever since Senio Calamente left. And then with Josh Laribus maybe leaving in free agency, Nick Easton could be a good fit there. And back in 2017, he started 12 games, and he only played 12 games, so he was started every game he played. He was actually rated on Pro Football Focus the Vikings' best offensive lineman in that year. So look, he's definitely someone to look out for, and I think he could be a good move for us, especially as a depth deal. It's coming back from an injury, he could take it slow, and we don't need him right away. But look, I think he'd be a good 6-man for this offensive line, and I think he could be a really good piece, and that's just what I feel. He's going to be able to swing around both guard positions, and he's going to be like Senio Calmente in that respect, and he could do a lot of good things there. So I would not be surprised if the Saints pick up some depth at this position, and Nick Easton is a perfect fit for that. And then also, I think the Saints were looking into Mario Edwards, but now with Anza coming into New Orleans after leaving Buffalo, it's a little more maybe he may come to New Orleans. And then also the Saints signing Malcolm Brown, who's that interior type player, and so is Edwards. He could play both. I think that the Saints are kind of shying away from Edwards, even though they brought him in for a visit last night. So we'll see how that goes. I wouldn't completely take him out of the picture, but out of all 4 players the Saints have visited New Orleans so far, I'd put him down as the least. I really want to see Cook in a Saints uniform. I went over it yesterday and in many other podcasts. If we bring in Cook, that would be the best move for the Saints here. It's obviously he's the best tight end out there right now, and the Saints obviously badly need a tight end. And in the Sean Payton offense, he can go from a very good tight end, top 10 tight end, to the best tight end, and that's obviously the best here. So I think that that's the best move for him. I think he was looking a little interested in the Patriots, but they never brought him in for a visit. So I think New Orleans is going to be the best place for him, especially with the Saints restructuring Drew Brees. And it was really resourceful by Mickey Loomis opening up that second void year so he can spread out that hit even more, which is really, really good there. Drew Brees now only a $22 million cap hit, and now they're going to they're going to have $16 million, but that's without the Malcolm Brown signing, without the Will Lutz signing. So with those put in, we don't know the exact cap numbers for the year, but we're probably going to have around $9 million left to send, $10 million, depending how the cap hit goes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But that would probably be enough to sign one of Ansa and Jared Cook, and then we'd probably have to make a second move. To me, it's either extend Cameron Jordan or restructure Terron Armstead's contract, and that's how we would make up that to get the extra signing. So, look, if the Saints brought in Ansa and Cook, I'd call it a day, re-sign Des Bryant, and then you're done. That's what I do if I'm the Saints. That's a good free agency, solid. The only really bad part is that we lost Mark Ingram, but with adding Latavius Murray, it's not that big of a hit for the Saints. And look, Alvin Kamara is going to have to be that bell cow one day, and this is just a perfect chance for him. So with all that said, I think it's time to wrap up this free agent frenzy episode. So if you like this podcast, like this episode, like this whole free agent frenzy series here, you can follow us on Twitter at the WhoDatDis, on Instagram at WhoDatDiscussion, on Podomatic at the WhoDatDiscussion, and then also you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, our Spotify channel, and our Google Play channel. On YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Please hit that notification bell. And then also, obviously, comment. That I love talking with people on there, and it's obviously been really fun this week going through all the Saints moves. So I just can't wait to talk to you guys even more there. On iTunes, please rate us. Give us that 5 out of 5 rating. If you guys give those 5 out of 5 stars, we can make more content for you. Leave a review as well. Everything's very much appreciated. Even if it's a little constructive criticism, I'm happy. So I just want to hear what you guys, start saying. So, maybe I got to fix a little something. Definitely post that too. I just want to get better at this, and I've honestly loved talking with you guys all throughout last year, and now going into this year, it's just been a blast. And it's been a blast this week. Like, this is like the most fun that I've had since the football season ended. This is obviously, it's just a really fun time getting new players. Now, we got Malcolm Brown, re-signing Teddy Bridgewater, bringing all these guys for visits, all this speculating still. And I think that we are going to wrap this up. I'm just looking if there's any more news that we got to cover that maybe just came in. Also, Jordy Nelson was cut, so maybe the Saints want to bring in him as kind of that slot guy. But again, I wouldn't expect him. The Saints really, I think if they're going to sign a veteran, I think they're going to go after Des Bryant, who's in the building. They already re-signed him. To me, that's just a perfect fit there. So with all that said, I want to say thank you, prove them right, and who dat?